Hi, welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate. If this is the first time that you've been here, then please feel free to like and subscribe. That way we can run into each other again on YouTube. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm doing another pick a card. So we've got miracles, support, and power. So pick one of these three: miracles, support, or power. Just pick whichever one that you feel drawn to. If you're drawn to two, that's okay. If you want to go look at the time codes, see which one jumps out at you there, that's totally fine. And something that I like to say is that if you want to watch through the entire video and see what messages resonate, sometimes there are multiples. And recently there's been a lot that have gone to multiple groups. So not sure what that's about, but that being said, we're going to move on to pile one for this week's. This is miracles, pile one. I'm feeling a lot of this is going to be upper world support. I'm actually feeling among the collective like there's quite a lethargic, heavy feeling energy, a stagnancy, a resistance of some kind, almost like a childish stubbornness, like an unwillingness to spark up, to light forward. It doesn't feel like it's consciously unwilling though. It feels like this is just what has been happening. And maybe there's just been a lot going on in your life, pile one, and so you've just been more sensitive and you're trying to adjust to the new ways that things are going to work for your life. So you're trying to like figure out, it's like you're trying to figure out new cycles. So it feels maybe like some new habits, but also feels like you might be knowingly like you're going into a new chapter and you can feel that. Okay, let's see what's getting pulled here so far. I said upper world stuff, so I've got angel card here. That was miracles. So it's important you believe that miracles are happening for you this week, pile one. I believe it's actually pivotal to you feeling like yourself this week. I think if you don't believe in miracles this week, other things outside you are going to drag you down. That's what this stagnancy feels like. There's such a heavy energy. And so whatever little flicker of hope that you can get towards what it is you really want, just keep building that. Keep believing that so many miracles, both known and unknown to you, are happening and will continue to happen. Right now, I feel like you heard that and you're like, okay, they're unknown to me then, like really sassy like. So if there's a bunch of unknown miracles, then like just get excited dreaming about what those could be, right? Instead of focusing on how there's lack. Okay, so then we have Maeve, which is cycles and rhythms. I'm also just really getting drawn to Northern Lights. I was hearing that people were looking into Northern Lights recently, really wanting to go there. Or maybe seeing it in dreams recently, the Northern Lights. Let me know if that resonates with you, because that showed up earlier today for me. And I was thinking, oh, I wonder who it is that's looking at Northern Lights right now. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. So this is definitely, and the next card here is sensitivity. So this message here is kind of what I was saying there, where it feels like there's been a lot going on. And so your sensitivity has changed. The things which used to feel handleable or solvable now don't. And that's very frustrating for your psyche. But for your heart, you're needing to be brave in the direction of your heart is what I'm hearing. Be brave in the direction of your heart. It says you're becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. I do feel like there's environments around you that are feeling harsh and old ways of being that feel harsh. Maybe the way that you speak to yourself is harsh. That's definitely feeling like part of what's got you caught in this heavy energy. And that is totally resolvable because that's how you're talking to yourself, and you can choose how to speak to yourself with practice and patience. I do feel there's a lot of ambition in this group. Like you really, really have a lot of focus at some points in your life anyway. You have a lot of focus on what it is you really do want to build. If you're not feeling lethargic energy, you might be feeling a lot of sporadic impulsivity and a recklessness based on not having faith, actually. Because if you had faith that everything was going to work out, you would act accordingly. And this is not acting as if things are going to be working out. This is acting in an old pattern. So what you really need to hear is be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? Divine passion, Pele. Volcanoes are also coming up a lot for me lately, so very curious who else is going to be resonating with this. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? I believe that your heart's true desire is to live a lot more vibrantly and a lot more fully and a lot more trusting in everything, just in everyone, in situations, in career. So we have trusting heaven, Archangel Michael, and I was hearing Archangel Michael when I was pulling for this deck. So when I saw miracles come out, I figured Archangel Michael's protecting and sort of creating a lot of power around you to manifest these things. It says, you are safe, angels stand close, surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So if there's something that you are wondering or worrying about, try and do your best to have a conversation either with yourself or with any upper force that you work with, and saying, you know what, I understand that sometimes in my life, I don't get to make everything up and I don't get to control how things work out. And at this time, I'm really going to check my own belief systems and say, you know, let go and let God, or just gonna relax and see what the universe provides me. Feels like really emotional if I talk about the idea of actually having faith and practicing what you believe. Feels like there's a lot of emotion that gets released there. So it might be forgiving yourself because of things in the past and ways that you've not acted in accordance to your truth. And for that, I really wish you well in your healing, Pile One. If you would like to see me, I do personal readings. If you'd like to see me and get some help with removing some of those obstacles of the past. Okay, Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe. So there are people in this group who are not just down at the dumps right now, who are actually like right on the cusp of fully believing in these miracles. It feels like you're like missing a little piece. There's like a little piece that's missing. I'm hearing the last piece of the puzzle. Holy amethyst, divine alchemy, move beyond current challenges and focus on what you desire. So really, this is what wraps it up for me, actually. This group is feeling really a lot about stepping away from the things that you were very sensitive to, that was going on around you, really rising up because of that, honoring the fact that you've actually named all the things that are not working and you're just looking for that last piece of the puzzle. I believe every time you finish a puzzle, like a new one is waiting to be started. And so you're in this in between of finishing a 30-piece puzzle and going on to a 300-piece puzzle, which will give you more satisfaction in the end. Yeah, I think you've been choosing the easy stuff. Almost, I'm hearing eat the frog. So there's this concept that you want to do, you know, the tasks you're more likely to avoid first, so that the rest can then become easier from that place. But it feels like you've actually missed one and you've left it to the end, and it's caused a lot of stress. So have faith in the fact that miracles can occur and do all the time. Yes, and definitely maintain your boundaries. I'm definitely hearing a lot of you're going to really need to step away to be honest with yourself. And once you do that, then everything else that doesn't align with that is going to feel really, really off. So this is a very exciting week probably for you, Pile One. I'm curious to see how it ends up. It feels like by the end of the week, you're going to be actually practicing having faith and feeling at least a little more certain that miracles are happening. So maybe one gets revealed to you, or you take an action and then something way better comes out of that. Exciting stuff. Okay, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you again soon. Pile 2, support. Pile 2. I am feeling like pulling a mystical shaman oracle card for you. Support. And some goddess guidance. I am feeling a lot of upper world support in general this week. So for the collective, I am feeling as though there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement forward, which is requiring that we get a lot of insight and guidance and support from spirit guides. It also feels like a lot of people have been really trying to take everything on their own. And it's not serving the collective. So this is, you might be a leader in this group. You might find that you have a purpose, a higher mission here. Because I am getting High Priestess, and says you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. And this is the pile of support. So if you have something that you're here to teach, and also if you know others who are here currently teaching, it's going to be a really important week for you to reach out to them, and also for you to reach out, extend what you're doing out into the world. And there's no need to worry. Everything's working out beautifully. We have peace card, and that showed up recently. And peace in general is the theme for this week. So if you caught the weekly reading, that's the overall theme for this week. So you're really, really tuned into the energy pile 2. You've actually feels like you've got it going on a little bit. Like things are really opening up for you in a big way, even though there is still on the earthly realm, like a stuck, heavy, a bit of like a stagnant energy. So the rainbow tells you that the end of the storm is near. So maybe there has been a lot of dark stuff recently. Clouds, I'm hearing, like you couldn't quite see the sun, but you were like, I trust it's there behind the clouds. You had like a really clear sense of trust, not like POW 1 if you were watching POW 1. POW 1's more like needing to have that faith that miracles are on the way. You get it, but you were sort of being like, well, but now's not my time. And that's a limitation in and of itself. Do not give up hope. Things are about to take a positive turn. Listen for the morning rooster that announces the coming of the dawn, even while the night is still darkest. But do not claim victory yet, or let your guard down fully. I am feeling a message about protection for this group. So as much as I'm going to say, yes, you need to be getting out, you need to be connecting with other like-minded people, I want you to be careful that you're not connecting with people who are not so like-minded or like energy. You can generally identify with your heart who is akin meant for you at that time. Or if you've just started working with pendulums, as I know some folks have here, you could start asking the pendulum and asking yourself, right, and the higher source, whether people are good for you to be spending time with at this time. I'm getting a lot of boundary protection and also peace this week. So it's a very interesting layered feeling. So we've got Jaguar here. I just read from Rainbow. I didn't show you that, but I thought of you. So also it might be LGBTQ related. When I see that card, I get very like, oh, people loving people. So if that is resonating with you this week, maybe you're feeling charged to support someone in some way. The Jaguar here. So she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine and to push your limits and boundaries, which is really funny because when I was shuffling this group, I was seeing a bungee jumping scene. And in this bungee jumping scene, you, the person here, was like standing there and someone looking at you thought that you weren't ready to jump. and you were like, no, I got this. And then you just jumped and the person didn't even give you the okay. You just checked yourself and then jumped. And so I am getting the feeling like if you've been trying to step out and become more independent, this is a week that's really going to open up for you. Call on Jaguar to unfetter you from toxic relationships and recover your natural instinct for the right people and situations. So maybe you have been feeling a little disconnected with your intuition. And if you've been feeling like you haven't quite been picking up the right signals or getting the right messages, that may be some protection coming for you. And you do need to trust that things are working out well and not try to look for information with some sort of ego or worry in the way. I am getting reminded again to tell you about the pendulums. And this is just because I'm really hearing that trusting your intuition is the hardest thing for you at this time. And pendulums were a thing that entirely helped me with that. So if you want to come to my pendulum workshop, I've put it down below, the link below, or if it's already passed by the time you see this, there is a pendulum workbook. And so you can see that. Okay. So we have the hummingbird next. The buzzing you feel is the sound of your hummingbird wings preparing you to say yes to a new adventure. This is not the time to linger on what has gone wrong, but to trust in the rightness of the moment and take bold action. That feels really, really, really on point for this group to me. It's definitely this idea that you're never truly alone and you are definitely going to be supported. And everything is on its way, like it's always on its way. So if there's ever a thing where you say, well, I can't do this because if I do this, then it feels like you're doing a lot of trying to tell the future only on one path. And the future can shift based on every big step forward, right? So you can only really focus on what you are about to do. Yeah, know that all will be well because the all is in the small. Trust that success is assured, even if you must face tests and challenges to reach your destination. I think you are going to get a little bit interrupted. There's going to be something that irritates you, gets on your nerve in the middle of the week. And that's what's going to sort of bring you back to yourself and to that higher mission. Like you'll be right on it again. So if you've been doubting your instincts, or you've been trusting things a little bit too freely, something's going to smack you back into alignment, I guess. It doesn't feel as though you're entirely unaligned. It just feels like you've been meandering a little bit. So the hummingbird is that sort of directed, quick energy. And then we have magic. Yeah, okay. Have you forgotten that you live in a world that is infused with magic? Perhaps you've become cynical and you think that you have to create your life all by yourself with no help from others. And remember, this is the support group. So it's about taking in and really receiving support from others and giving support more honestly and more freely. There's been some withholding on both sides. Give support to yourself too. Don't forget yourself in that equation, because I feel like you're actually very good at supporting others. This is a sign that Spirit is reminding you that you co-create your world in a sacred partnership. Your part is to dream, to intend, and to watch for the signs that show you what next action to take. Right now, it appears you're on the right track to make your dreams come true. Great Spirit is listening and acting on your behalf. Pay attention. Magic gives birth to miracles. Yeah, definitely believing magic is real. It's in everything. Magic is everywhere. Yeah, there's been a little bit of lacking confidence in yourself and removing, almost like disempowering yourself. So you've taken some sort of route of thinking that has led you to feel like you're less awesome and powerful, which is entirely untrue. Yeah, and I think something about you've been controlling. This is the Horse King, assistance and control. So I think you've been trying to control outcomes somewhere and acting like you have to do everything on your own, when really, in actuality, the solution is having someone else involved in this decision. Higher learning, Melchizedek. So you have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. I'm feeling like this is actually about more study, like, of the world. Like, you need to play within the world now in order to go and reflect more. Feels like you've just come out of this winter time. You've been in this harvest and you've collected and gathered all of your lessons. You've really digested a lot of things that went wrong in this last chapter of life. And now you're really wanting to move on. And so you're not practicing yet the moving on. You're sort of practicing the self-reflection and study. But that's only going to be useful once you do more. You have to get a little more wild and get some more experiences. Get yourself to whatever this is sometime this week. Some of us it's going to be beginning, some of it's going to be end, some of it's going to be middle of the week. Whatever it is that's shaking you up or about to shake you up, allow it to really shift your perspective as to where you currently are, and allow yourself to share it with others and give more of yourself, and also receive more support willingly. Feels like you have to, feels like you won't get the support unless you're giving support in some way. Okay, thank you very much, pile 2. Now we're going to move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, power. Does pile 3 need to know this week to step into power, to connect with their power? Following the signs, following the signs. That's been a big one this week so far for people, is following signs that they're given. Trusting that your prayers are going to be answered. I was going to say trusting that your path is being shown to you. So trust that whatever it is you are seeing are signs. Feels like this group maybe has been like looking for signs everywhere. Just trust that those are signs and move on, right? Move on and take action. This is how you step into your power. Okay. Oh, interesting. So I'm getting 2 watch symbols. So it says watch and wait and watch your words. And I had a dream recently that I knew was for the collective, so I'm going to share it now because I saw a watch on someone's forearm, and this watch was like ticking down, and they were watching this watch. They were watching this watch, and the more they saw it ticking down, the more they started running frantically, but it was clear they didn't know which direction they were going. And then I remember seeing some faint person in the distance that was calling out to them, but I didn't understand what any of that meant. So if you've had a similar dream, or if you have any more context to that, if that makes sense to you, then let me know. Or if you have a clock tattoo, or you're wanting to get a clock tattoo, like somewhere on the forearm here. So we have watch your words, parrot spirit, and watch and wait, seahorse spirit. Okay. The action that you're feeling like you really need to take, make sure all of it is going directly towards you, pile 3. This is a time where you're being divinely called to step, pull back, collect your energy, watch your words, watch and wait, focus, be like a hawk. I'm hearing, be like a hawk, like sort of perched, eyeing things out. This is not a time to take direct action, I'm hearing this week. Overcome any obstacle. So if you're seeing things that are in your way and you want to clear through them, you have the power. You can go do that. The stuff that you're wanting to change or you're wanting to control that you're not trusting is working out so well already. Just watch and wait. Just observe what's happening. I've got some past life cards here for this group. I feel that you do a lot more healing work than you share with others, or maybe than you admit. I'm not sure why. Okay, yeah, you've been on quite an ascension journey, it feels like, at least for the past year or so, and psychic development. So if you are looking to increase your intuition, increase your sensitivity and your skill, then please do reach out to me. I do have a program coming up specifically for empaths, and I do feel this is a powerful sensitive and intuitive group here. This is the general healing collective path right now, is like to actually take a brief step back here to really assess. Feels like there's some trickery at play. There's a lot of things happening in the 3D that are just serving as challenges, and the more you feed into them, then the more they become a thing, and they don't really need to be. Let me know if you're feeling like if caught up in any of those types of things, darker energies or stagnancy. Okay, so past life cards here, we have Asia. This just might resonate with you if you've been called towards travel lately. If you are finding a lot of resonation with Eastern philosophies, traditions, rituals. I'm hearing Buddhism. Okay, I'm also feeling as though someone in this group is having a hard time sitting and meditating and focusing. And I got transported to this scene where you were resisting sitting and meditating and focusing, and someone made you feel badly about that. And I'd like to suggest to you walking meditations. So you can walk very slowly so as to feel every step really, really, really fully, very, very slowly. And make sure it's somewhere outside where it feels nice. And focus simply on the present moment. This group, I think because you've got a lot more connection to spirit and psychic and intuitive skill, seeing and reaching forward is actually feeling very fun. And I think you might be doing so much of it that it's hard for you to stay present. And so I'm being guided to remind you that we need you here, and I need to know where it is you want to serve best in life. And if you feel that you're doing that, then kudos to you. Go hang out in whichever realm you want to. But if you feel there's more work for you to do here, then how are you using this to your advantage? And this is an important thing we need to do on a healing journey, is ground ourselves into what we're meant to give and serve and contribute from that, while it's not only focusing on that. So it's a dual message in this group. Okay, then we have a past life regarding farm, finances, and a baby. Those three all came together, and they may represent current dreams and also current concerns. So farm, finances, and baby may represent current dreams or current concerns. For all of these things, I need you to know that you're receiving a lot of signs. You're a very powerful person. The sludgy existence that you've had to go through, the stuff that has just felt like so insurmountable, that was all a really useful part of your journey. And I'm saying was, and it's feeling as though that time is done. Again, if you'd like to work on developing your intuition and really stepping into that, and sort of not completing your ascension process, but really diving into that ascension process, then please do get in touch. Okay, trust that you have infinite supply. You are supplied today, all of your tomorrows. If you're an empath, someone intuitive, you can honestly just make your life work, because you'll be able to connect to your true self, and that true self is ultimately cared for, protected for, and ready to live out your divine mission here. We then got Isolt, which is undying love. The love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. And then Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. So the way back to yourself, pile 3, if you feel in any way off course, is focusing on the quality of love that you have within yourself and asking yourself whether you're applying it everywhere you can in your life. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So it's important you practice that love this week. It's important, I'm hearing, to practice receiving receiving people in this way as well as giving it out. And again, do continue trusting that everything is working out well here. You can overcome literally anything that comes your way. If anything is perceived as a challenge, just stay curious. Say, well, I wonder what's going to happen out of all of this. And just stay, inviting information to come in about it and acting on that. And really take the pressure off of yourself for thinking through it. Your prayers are being answered at all times, all times. I also feel this group needs to share their love this week. If given an opportunity, I think it's important you declare love this week. In some way, right? With whoever that's resonating with. Okay, thank you very much, pile 3. Very exciting, very powerful, and hoping that, you can stay stable and feel trusting this week. I hope that you can feel trusting of all the power that you are and remember how powerful you are. So thank you so much, pile 3. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.